All right, all right, all right. I'm having a hard time getting started. But Tuesday morning, about 6:30. And let's take a quick look at the snooze. Building permits and housing starts at 8:30. So everything that's really going to move the market is probably going to happen before the market. We got API, crude, industrial production year over year. I mean, people are going to be looking at that. But the big stuff at permits, housing starts, building starts. Even industrial production's coming out before the market opens. So if you're trading in the market, nothing really to whip you around. If you're trading futures, just watch out around 8:30. 8:30. Let's get to what's going on. So we look at crude oil, Earl, and we broke that trend line we were watching. We were bullish on crude above this trend line. It broke it, but it keeps snapping back. So we're going to keep an eye on that. That's on the 240s. When you look at the dailies, there's also a divergence, right? So a divergence. Here's a low, and you look at the Mac Daddy, and it's making a low. And then we tested that low, and the Mac Daddy didn't make quite as much of a low. That B's a divergence. Your entry conservatively would be up here, and aggressively would be breaking the previous day's bar. So if we broke this bar today, we would take that entry. If we broke this bar tomorrow, we would take that entry. That's on the aggressive side. If you're trading oil, and again, that translates to USO. You could trade the USO ETF and take advantage of that trade. And if we look at gold, we've been remaining neutral on gold. And yeah, this is the dailies. I'm just not seeing anything, man. I thought I saw an inflection. Might have been on the 240s. Nah. You could see how choppy it is. There's just really no action in it. Oh, this is the 60s too. Yeah, right here you could see we turned around, went positive, turned around, went negative again. I'm just staying neutral on it, man. I just can't see a trade in this. Haven't been able to. And then looking at bonds, we've been remaining slightly bearish, but and that's on the 240, and you could see we made a high, we made a low. Here's a lower high. We could look for a lower low, but if you look at the dailies, there's a slight micro trend right there. So we'll keep an eye on that micro trend. If it pops that, we're holding slightly bearish right now on bonds, meaning bonds will go down, interest rates will go up. You could trade this with the TBT, or I think TLT is if you want to go long. But the TBT TF is a short on, I believe, the 10-year. I'm looking at the 30-year. They move relatively the same. So we're watching this micro trend here. We break this, we could look for another leg down on the bonds. And then let's look at BTC. We keep neglecting BTC. So again, it's just in a consolidation. We had this little spike. We popped off a resistance over there, and we're just consolidating. This is the 240. Let's have a quick look at the daily. Yep. We broke above this resistance, traded back. We'll just keep an eye on this resistance. We're trying to break out of this channel. We break out of this channel, then we're probably doing a 25.9 and then a 29 to 30. So that's what we got to do. We got to watch this channel, look for another break. It did it once. Momentum looks pretty good. Staying in that consolidation. It's just a lot of the spec guys from the summers who've been screaming about BTC irresponsibly, have backed out of the security. So the volume's just tanked in it. You know, the transaction count has tanked in BTC, and that's what it is. There are just no more cowboys to create momentum in this thing. It's consolidating. So just keep an eye on it. And then last but not least, we are looking at, if we could get to it, here we go. Let's take a look at at the S&P 500, and really we're testing that 4,300 range on the future, and we break that, we should go to 4,350. So I mean, relatively close number in the SPX, so right around there. The pattern should be consistent. You should be able to find the resistance in the SPX just based on what I'm telling you in the future, in the futures. So yeah, that's it, man. We're just testing that 4,300. We break that 4,300, we should be looking for a 4,350. The momentum I don't really like. You know, it's obviously diverting, so we could get a little retrace before we bust through those things. And yeah, you know, I mean, the problems aren't over yet. So this could be a little relief rally, and then we come down again. I don't know. We may test those lows again. I don't know if things are looking that bad. It's all going to be a matter of fundamentals. We got to watch these fundamentals and see how low we go. We still could hit that 4,300 number. You know, there are a lot of smart guys out there calling for that. Coffee. So we'll keep our eye open for that. But fundamentally, I mean, that's gonna it'll blow all the techs out the window. So that's what we'll watch. Anyway, here's the resistance right here. 4309, 4300. We got to bust through that, and then we should make a pretty good move. Yeah, I like that 4350, 4368 area. There's a lot going on there that would tell me that's something to respect. So anyway, that's it, man. Subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like. Everybody be calm and cool and at peace when you trade. And good luck with your trades.